Hey guys, we are officially on day 2 of being out in Oklahoma. It's been interesting. So the first night that we got here, of course we slept in our camper and that wasn't bad. And then the next morning we woke up and that's when all the fun started happening. It's basically gonna look a little redneck, but this is basically how you just have to start out. So we have everything set up right back here. The table we're just using for like extra storage, like put our buckets and maybe some clothes on. If you can't see, I have clothes folded up here. Up here, which you can't see, Paul made a clothesline so we can hang our clothes. Back here we have solar panels, which will help to recharge our battery for our camper, which we also have a generator. That's a must-have. So got the four-wheeler, which we have the top of this tied to the four-wheeler because for some reason it was not like staying up. I don't know if we weren't doing it right or if it's old and broke. I don't know. So then here's all of our land. That's a porta potty. Oop, right there. That was here when we got here. So I think we're going to use that. I think we're going to clean it up and put it upright and use it. And then out past the porta potty, we have where'd it go? Oh, out here. We have a burn barrel to burn all of our trash and stuff. The sun is so bright, I have to squint. If you can't see, we are very remote. Like the drive from the main road clear up to the mountain where we're at is like 25-30 minutes. It's very remote. So all this, actually this morning, if you guys can kind of see the difference, I took a weed eater and I got all this chopped down, and we're not doing everything because this is not like the permanent spot where our camper is staying. We're actually going to move our camper out that way. We got to get it cleared off. And actually our neighbor works with Paul, it's his buddy, and his father-in-law lives right next to them, and he's going to come over and like bush hog it for us. So then we're going to move the camper clear over there and that little secluded spot, because we're kind of like out in the open right now. So once we get over there, we'll be like more secluded. And we did get a portable toilet. Like in the camping section at Walmart, it comes with like little bags you can pee and poop in, whatever. So we got one of those, and actually the first night we got here, it was really late. It was like 9:30, and me and my daughter both had to go to the bathroom. And Paul's like, just go outside and squat. Well, for one, it's like seriously dark. Like you can't see a dang thing out here. There's no lights, no outside lights to like kind of guide your way. It's like super dark. And she's, I was okay with it. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll squat. But like, rain, no. She was crying. She's like, I'm scared. And I'm just frustrated. I'm like, Paul, we're not peeing outside. I'm going to pee in this bucket. So we literally squatted over a bucket and peed the first night, but it worked, whatever. And I just took it outside and dumped it. So, and before that I had bought the portable toilet, but it was somewhere in all the mess inside. So for the night we just peed in a bucket, like a Home Depot bucket. It wasn't bad, but I definitely don't want to do that all the time. And then the next morning, after we woke up, Paul's company rents out hotel rooms like for the whole year because they use them so much. So he still had a room. So we ended up that morning after we got around, we went over to the hotel room and we got showers, like the last good shower that we're going to take. And then we did up some laundry there because they have free laundry. Just so we could come back and then get set up for all that, because it's really a process. There's a lot more into it than like what people think. It's gonna take some time to get everything established. Now, so we went to the hotel, took showers, did laundry, came back, and of course, we got the solar panel set up to help charge the battery. We put gas in the generator because I think we ran it for like an hour or two last night, just to make sure it worked fine, and that way I could like get some stuff done and not like drain the battery, because the battery does not stay charged very long. Actually, we don't know what it's pulling power from. Like we have nothing on in the camper, and like right now I'm at like a third battery power, so we have to figure that out. Anyways, so last night, oh my gosh. So we did all this running around, and then we came back and like we're all starving. We are so starving. So I was gonna cook hot dogs and beans, like baked beans. And I had the baked beans going in the cast iron skillet on my stove because we don't have the outside grill, fire, whatever ready yet. And so I boiled some water in my percolator to put over some hot dogs, and I put them in a glass bowl. And I've cooked with glass bowls before and nothing's ever happened. Well, the water was hot, but I wanted to make sure the hot dogs got like cooked. So I ended up putting the glass bowl over the flame, and it was cooking for like 5 or so minutes. And I walked over by the stove and I turned to face Paul and I started like saying something to him. And I look over, and as I look over, the glass bowl like bursts. It shatters like all over, just all over. And I'm like, ah! And Paul's like, shut it off, because I got water everywhere, glass everywhere. Like, that was a hot mess. So I learned my lesson. Don't cook with glass bowls. That don't say you're allowed to cook with glass bowls. So yeah, so I've been since that accident, I've been cooking with only cast iron, and I do have my pots and pans. I just need to, they're like stuffed back in our camper somewhere. So I learned my lesson. So after that, I ended up doing dishes. I boiled some water to do dishes, and I actually am really proud of myself. I only used half a gallon of water to do dishes, like to wash and rinse. So, and then the other half gallon I heated up so I could like scrub the kids down a little bit, because even though we took showers that morning, they've been outside playing in the dirt all day. So they were like head to toe covered in dirt. So I used the other half gallon to kind of like, you know, sponge bath them. It worked out good. Everybody was clean, ready for bed. And then this morning, I got up with Paul to make coffee, which that's a whole nother story in its own. And I had to heat him up some water so he could get cleaned up. It was the funniest thing. So we have this right here, this tote. It's nasty right now because I have coffee dumped in it from this morning. But that was his bathtub. And so I heated water up, and he's like, how do I do this? And I'm like, I don't know. I've never bathed like this before because we don't have like our shower set up yet. So he was literally just gonna stand in this tote and like pour water over his head. Well, that would work if we were outside, but we're inside the camper, and it's all the water is just gonna spread everywhere. So I'm like, no, let's do it this way. Get out of the tote, bend over. I will pour the water over your head, and you just, you know, start making sure it's all over, like your whole head is wet. So I poured water as he like got his hair wet and like washed it, whatever. And then once he got to his body, he could do that by himself. But it was funny, like he's just this grown ass man in this camper, in this tote, like just, you know, bathing. So that was kind of comical. But we'll figure it out. It's been fun. But we just new challenges, like so the first day, like the first official day we were out here, over by this porta potty, we had our little portable toilet, and just wide open, you know, and I'm okay to pee like that, but I really had to poop. And like we have an old guy that lives over there where we can't see him because all of this brush and whatever, but once the brush goes away, we'll be able to kind of see his little camper. And I'm like, Paul, what if this guy's looking at me while I'm taking a poop? Like, I'm not okay with that. And plus we got, you know, Paul's buddy that lives behind us, which, you know, we could hear them coming and we could see them coming if they were going to come over. But I was just like not okay with like pooping like out in the open like that, even though the view was really pretty. I was not okay with pooping outside. So eventually, after we got the bathroom cleaned out, because we used that for storage to get here, I put the toilet back in there, and that's where we do our business now. The dog has made a girlfriend. Paul's buddy that lives across from us, they have a dog. It's one of those big white fluffy dogs, and I know what kind of dog it is, but I just can't like process what it's called, like an Anatolian Shepherd or something like that. The big white fluffy dogs. They're really good, like guardian dogs. That's what people use them for. She's been over here. She's a real nice dog, so I don't care if she's over here or not. Our dog is trying to like get used to her. Like she's all like she wants to play. She's wagging her tail, and he's being a jerk. He's growling, nipping at her. Like he'll just get used to her. And for some cold stuff, so we ended up going to Walmart, and because we had to get a few things that like some more water, some more bags to poop in. And Paul has a cooler, like a really good Ozark cooler. So we bought a bag of ice, and we got like a small pack of cheese, some hot dogs, some bologna, and we put some water in there. Because I bought a bunch of canned meat, but I kind of wanted something else. Like, we just want to like see how long the ice lasts in that cooler. For right now, that's our little fridge, I guess. So we're kind of living off of like stuff that doesn't have to be refrigerated, which kind of sucked because I wanted some eggs. Well, it so happens that Paul's buddy, his wife's parents live right next to them, and Paul's buddy's wife, her dad has like a ton of chickens. She said like 50 or so chickens. He just keeps getting chickens, like they just keep popping up. So when they came over last night to kind of like welcome us over to the mountain hood, that's what I'm calling it, because there's people up here and it's like our own little like community. So I'm calling it the mountain hood, you know, like the neighborhood. She brought me like 6 or 8 eggs, so I was really happy, and they're fresh, so they don't need to be refrigerated. Now if I went to the store and bought refrigerated eggs and then tried to put them at room temperature, they'd probably go bad. So I'm really happy about that, and so I have those in the house. I used one to make pancakes this morning, and I think we're gonna eat them this afternoon for lunch. So we're our fridge just isn't working, so we're just using it as storage, and we're just making do with what we have. It's fun. I mean, it's an adjustment. Like, you know, we don't have milk, which the boy was big on chocolate milk, which he's kind of getting over it. We're drinking lots of water on the plus side. And I bought a big jar of pickles, like the big pickles, because those don't need to be refrigerated, and we can eat those as a snack. And they're okay. I mean, pickles are 0 calories. They're not all high in sugar and stuff. So yeah, so stuff like that is what we have stocked up, and we'll make do with what we have. See, this is what I like. When we are out, like where we don't have like the modern stuff, like we don't have a TV, we don't have internet, things that like distract kids. Like, the kids play outside really good. They're really content. They're really happy. They thrive on this kind of stuff. And this is what I like. I mean, right now it's a little boring because there's not much to do besides, like, right now they're digging. And, you know, I was weed eating this morning, but I broke the strings off the weed eater, and I don't know where Paul keeps the extra, so I have to wait for him to get home. So we'll find stuff to do, but I like the concept of they're out getting dirty, exploring, playing. They're not like glued to the screen. We like it better that way. The internet. Okay, so right now we have AT&T, and out here we don't get jack nothing for like bars. I have 1 bar on like 4G, but it sucks. Like, it doesn't load anything. So I think Paul said we're gonna have to end up switching to Verizon because his work phone is Verizon and he gets really good signal out here. So when he comes home, how I'm going to upload my videos and stuff is I'm going to use his hotspot on his work phone to do that. I wish, I asked him, I said, do you think that I could get Wi-Fi out in the hotel parking lot? And he wasn't sure if like it reached out there, because when I was taking a shower at the hotel yesterday, I uploaded my video and it was uploaded by the time I was done in the shower. So I'll find a way to upload my videos. But I think for now I'm going to use his hotspot. But it's that remote. Like, I have no signal. Like, nothing out here. So, and it's quiet. It's really peaceful. Like, nobody's around here to bother us. Like, it's perfect. Took me and Paul like all day yesterday after we got home. So at least 6 or 7 hours to get everything like arranged in the camper. Kind of organized somewhat outside. Like I said, it probably looks redneck, but I don't even care because this is like home right now, and it's like super peaceful, so I can look past like it looking kind of weird. But it is a big adjustment living in a camper. For one, I don't have any counter space, so as I'm trying to cook, I have to make sure I have like the top of the sink cleaned off, because that's like my counter space. That's my work space. And then like trying to work around, like we have 3 cats in the camper, and occasionally the dog. I try to keep him outside during the day. He likes it outside anyways. So, but anyway, so we've got like 4 animals, and there's 4 of us, and we're all cramped in this 25-foot camper. And I shouldn't say cramped, like I don't feel cramped. I just feel like I don't have a whole lot of room to like move around sometimes. But we'll just adjust to it. Like it's an adjustment, but we're gonna buy some big water tanks. I think what Paul said, like 350-gallon water tanks to make our water catch system. And I think Paul said out here it gets like 60 inches of rain a year. So if we can get a couple of those water tanks and make our catch system, we'll be good on water. Right now, Paul filled up at his shop. We have like a 25-gallon water tank, and then we bought some gallon jugs from Walmart. So for right now, we'll probably be filling up either there if we can, or we'll go to like a campsite and fill up. And of course, drinking water is always bottled, but anything we fill up in the jugs and stuff will be for like bathing and like washing dishes and laundry. So, and I really wanted to show you guys how I'm going to do my laundry, which I'll have to show you another day, but I don't have any of my jugs left, so I'll have to wait for Paul to get home to help me fill those up in the 25-gallon water container. Still really exhausted from that drive, and then like we've just not had a break, and we're an hour behind out here, so like that hour difference, like it takes a while to adjust to that, and I don't care what anybody says, it takes me a while to adjust to that hour difference. And plus, you know, I did like 3 days of driving, 13 to 15 hours of driving, so I'm still super tired. I just want to take a nap right now actually, but it's too nice, it's too pretty, and like up out here on the mountain, like we have this constant like nice breeze, so it's warm, but then you have the breeze, so it's only probably like 70, like it feels really nice. Like we had the camper, all the windows open yesterday in the camper, and it said it was like 75, 78, but inside the camper I think it was only like 72 or 73, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I didn't know what I was gonna throw into this video today, because like I said, it's hard to find things to like start when you don't have like all the materials. But I just made a shower, and I'm pretty proud of myself. Get out of that. I don't know if Paul's going to be happy and proud that I did it, or if he's going to be upset that I thought of it before he did. So, okay, let me show you what I did. So we had bought a camping solar shower. It's just, it's this black bag, and the sun heats the water up. It holds 5 gallons, and it's got your little nozzle on it. Okay, so I hung this from the top of the railing of our canopy. Okay, now I found a pallet out there from the last people who were on this property, and it's a good sturdy pallet. So I have the pallet here, and I hung the solar shower up there. I am so proud of myself, and guess who's going to use it first? I'm going to use it first. Now I think I'm going to try to take the tarp and kind of seal this off, but even if I don't, I'm still like, nobody can see me this way or behind me, and there's nobody in front of me unless you got really good binoculars to, you know, whatever. So I'm so excited. I just made my own shower. Okay, so the last guy that owned this property or was on this property, he left, I don't know, just a bunch of miscellaneous crap. Like there's some wood, that pallet, trash. So I've got this wood. I actually think that I'm going to nail on to the side of that pallet to make kind of like a towel rack slash somewhat privacy, only from like the waist down. So I think I'm gonna do it. I think I can do it out of this. And like I said, your girl is a jack of all trades, so you're barking at your shadow. So let's see how this turns out. Okay, so this is a little more challenging because, okay, these are full of screws and nails, you can see, but I'm just working with what I got. Is it safe? I have them on the outside. It should be okay. Now, I am repurposing some of these nails because my husband apparently has no nails, only screws, and I can't find the right thing to put in his screw gun. So here we go. I got my 2 posts, and I need to secure this one a little bit better, and then I'm going to put one on the top, and then I'm going to hang something over it so it gives us a little more privacy. And actually, well, it'll only show a little bit of the top. I'm not too worried about that, but so this is what it is so far. here's my shower, guys. I'm pretty proud of it. I told Paul he's on his way home. When he stopped to pick up, I needed spray butter or oil to get like a small tarp that I think I'm gonna wrap around the front of this. But I've got my little rack in here to put our soap. We can hang our towel over the top. I thought about putting a railing in the front of it too, but I'm gonna wait for Paul to get home to use the dang screw gun, because I am pounding screws into that wood because I can no longer extract any old nails out of the wood. So I might have to tweak it a little bit, but I'm pretty proud of it, and I'll be the first one to use it tonight. Some of y'all might be like, I would never shower in that, but you know what? Look at the view I get to shower to. I mean, come on. Nobody's out here, and it's fairly warm. You're like, well, what are you gonna do when it's cold? I will figure that out, but right now it's still warm outside, and I'm gonna use my new shower. So until next time, guys, see you later.